everybody. Guns N' Radio spring break is almost over. However, we're going out in style tonight because our quest to find Rick a new favorite band continues. And this is the one that I have been accused of secretly this is my favorite band instead of Guns N' Roses by other people. I've been told that by people. Now, I know more about GNR besides their music than I do the Dropkick Murphys. However, I will admit, in my leisure time, when I'm not here with you people, you fine people, I do find myself tending to listen to Dropkick Murphys more than GNR. So that prompted a discussion at one time between me and Rick that I think would make an interesting conversation on the podcast today. What is really your favorite band? Is it the band that you think and claim and know in your heart is the favorite band, is your favorite band? Or is your favorite band the band you find yourself listening to the most?
And that, for me, that would be difficult because I'll go through periods where like right now, I listen to the Misfits a lot right now. So I'll find myself listening to them. Then it'll be like next week, or the next month, I'll be really big into listening to, let's say, Sum 41. I don't know. It's just really hard to say. It's just what mood I'm in. I guess if that's what I'm listening to, it's going to change very frequent.
Yeah.
But just the overall, altogether, of all the bands I like, I don't know. It's just really hard to say, man, how you would
really figure that out.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
But
let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I don't know what mine would be at that point. Like, because I find myself listening to a lot of different things that, but I do go to GNR a little less now, a lot less now.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I guess I've
had periods. I've had periods where, like you said, for about a month, all I wanted to listen to was Dropkick, GNR. I've had, at one point, it was the Interrupters. I've had a Sum 41 phase where I was just in a Sum, and Misfits. But I think the 3 or 4, if I had to narrow it down to a few that I find myself returning to most frequently, is going to be Guns N' Roses, Dropkick, Rancid, Misfits, and My Chemical Romance. So I have a weird variety here of shit that I like. So who knows?
Yeah, for me, it'd be Guns N' Roses, Sum 41, Misfits, and just everything that comes in that Misfits catalog, even the side quests and all that other stuff. So,
yeah.
And
especially the Jerry Only years.
No,
I know.
When I'll take out, I'll be like,
I could probably. There's probably
Ghost,
3 good songs. Yeah, I went through a little Ghost phase after we went to see them live that time. But I
still listen to them. I love Ghost, man. I can't wait for their new album.
Yeah, I watched that video where they unveiled the new Papa, and I don't want to shit on somebody else's parade because it's not mine. I think it's dumb. But, it's not for me to get on the internet and be like, this is stupid, because it's not my parade to shit on, and I hate when people fucking do that. Most people enjoy it. But it's like, okay, so the lead singer changed his clothes. Okay. I don't get it. But
so he's supposed to be changed. It's a whole new character he's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's the same guy.
Yeah, it's Tobias. Yeah, it's the same person that's in there, same voice. So it's like you just got, and then the Nameless Ghouls, they'll change, their characters change too. So like if you look at like the ones we saw live for the last album, they got like the tubes and stuff. If you look at them now, you'll see someone have like mask and the top hats and just bedazzled kind of.
Okay. I don't know. Well, the only thing keeping me from going to another Ghost show is their policy about cell phones. And it's like, no, you're not taking my phone away.
No, so Tobias just did an interview about that. I was actually one part I was really listening to on that interview, but they were talking about he was talking about when he went to a show when he was a kid, and he says that he can't even find pictures or anything from shows that he was at, but he remembered that he was saying that was some of his best memories, his best time, because they all live up here. And so that's what he's just trying to do is get people to be more into the show instead of just living behind their phone with it.
I mean, I can see that when you're looking out a sea of people and you're trying to perform, and everybody, instead of doing this, is doing this. I can see the view, but I'm sorry, you're not taking my phone.
No, they don't take it. They put it in some bag, I guess, so you can't just really. It's some kind of bag thing they do. I don't think because you're still able to text and stuff like that.
See, usually when bands do that, it's to hide the fact on the internet that they're not very good live.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this band I've seen them live 3 times now, going on 4, maybe even going on 5 in September. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But this is Dropkick Murphys, Going Out in Style. I want to tell you a story about this before I hit play. So I was at Louder Than Life, and you know I hate festivals, Rick. I think we've talked about that last week at some point. Fucking hate them. So I was at a festival. Dropkick was playing, and I was excited for Dropkick. And so I'm in the crowd. I'm like, everybody's getting rowdy, and me and this dude bumped into each other. And this dude grabbed me by the shirt and pulled his fist back. So I grabbed him by the shirt and pulled my fist back. And dude, I was just about right before I cocked it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was fixing to cock it and punch this dude in the face. And right before I cocked it, it goes, Ken Casey is on the stage in front of us. And he goes, "I've seen a lot of sights." And we both go, "And traveled many miles, shook 1,000 hands." So anyway, now you can see.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then I turned around to look for this guy again because then I remembered I got snapped back into reality after a couple of seconds, and he was gone. So,
yeah. It worked out, man.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody's always showing their ass at a funeral in these songs. Do you listen to a lot of Dropkick?
Or
have you in the past?
I went through it. I listened to I'm trying to think. There's a good bit of songs that I did like because I would go to my Apple Music app, and I would just let it shuffle all their big ones. And I found myself coming back to what was that one? Did it have some kind of a Prisoner's song?
Prisoner song, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one. I remember coming back to that one. And then Rose Tattoo. I really like that one a lot.
That's a beautiful song. That's one of their classics. We're probably gonna hear when you go see Dropkick. They change their set list every night, so you can't never really tell what you're gonna hear. And when I say they change it, like they completely start fresh. The only things I can pretty much guarantee you're gonna hear is State of Massachusetts, Shipping Up to Boston, Rose Tattoo, and maybe The Boys Are Back. But other than that, yeah, it's you never can tell. That pissed on somebody's couch?
No, never.
I got a story about that. So, a buddy of mine, who you've met before, I don't know if I should tell this on the air who his name is, but he was at another friend of ours' house, Richard, and Richard was on, let's just call him Nathan. Nathan had gotten really drunk at Richard's house, and Richard was on webcam chatting with his girl. And this is back when your webcam did all this shit because it didn't do a constant video, So he was video chatting with some girl, and Nathan gets up out of bed. He'd passed out asleep. He gets up out of bed. He walks around in a circle in the bedroom. And then he stops by the bed, and then he just starts pissing right on the bed. And then he gets done. He shakes his dick, pulls his pants back up, walks back around in another circle in the bedroom, and then lays back down in it. And and goes to sleep again.
Oh, ew. That's nasty. Shit. Ooh.
I'd say that warrants an apology letter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be having that friend back over.
This chick right here in the white bandana in the background was the hottest one in this video. Yeah.
Yeah, she don't look bad, man. I haven't can't really see too much of her though, but
Yeah, this video is real blurry. We have to show them in shitty quality, folks, because it's the only way we can make our stream not crash. So until we get a better system here for streaming,
yeah.
until they make StreamYard cheaper, we just have to put up with it. I love Rick's like, oh no, let me go in for a little look.
Yeah, well, I was just checking her out a little bit more.
You ever have to do that anymore? Like you have to take something, kind of hold it back a little bit so you can read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found myself the other day, like I try to like just get it in the right position upon first glance because I don't like people seeing me go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes me feel old.
Right.
Yeah. Who's he? Who is Fat Mike?
From NoFX.
Okay. So he actually makes an appearance in this for that line, and that's all he does in the whole song.
Yeah.
I'll be in the can having a smoke with somebody and Johnny Fitz, and that's his only line in the whole song. While he's sitting on the John taking a deuce. He's got some cool tattoos. I can see them from what I can see.
Yeah, that's
okay, Rick. When I die, I want my remains to get spread all over Disney World, but I don't want to be cremated.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that might be a problem.
I just like the idea of some little kid got to go to Disney World and they're walking by and there's just a finger sticking out of one of the bushes.
Oh, yeah.
I will be in the other side going. I'm going to say that's a layer that's missing right now because Al Barr is still on hiatus. I don't think we'll get to see Al when we go. He's not in the band as of, I think 2021 is when he left.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like he's not being replaced because he's not permanently leaving the band. His mother got real sick and doesn't have anybody to take care of her. So he took an indefinite hiatus from the band to be with his mother. And he's still gone as of now. We do miss you, Al, but you know, what you're doing is the right thing. So I do want to say this part right here is real funny because I didn't realize this, but like I think there's a few songs that I can, but anyway, they talk about McGreevy's, the bar, and how the owner is like a real prick and shit like that, and is a cheap bastard. And they talk about the owner of the McGreevy's bar being like a bastard and a cheap son of a bitch. The singer Ken Casey is the owner of McGreevy's.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, when he says, take me to McGreevy's, I want to buy a final round. And then Al says, that cheap prick would peel an orange in his pocket. And then he says, so hurry up and suck him down. It's just an inside joke, I guess, that Ken Casey owns McGreevy's.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And the only reason we're not going to McGreevy's in Boston on that trip is because it shut down during COVID. And Ken said that he had no interest in reopening it. I guess owning the bar was more of a pain in the ass than it was worth.
Yeah, I can see that.
McGreevy's is permanently closed now, sadly. But there's still Cheers.
Yeah.
Favorite bar for many years there used to be Rick's back porch where he had all those Minerva booze left over. That was a pretty fun time there while it lasted. What was that? That it was like gold colored.
I don't even remember, man. 'Cause I'm
It was
not too
good.
much of a drinker, but like back then when I had it all, I was like, well, I did when I was younger, I did, but yeah, not I don't really know too much now.
Rick would pawn it off on us, like, "Come on, guys, you guys want to have a drink?" And then we'd be over here shit faced, and Rick's not even drinking. There'd be like
Yeah,
DeVar would come over, and Dwayne, and sometimes Jake Wood, and
yeah.
oh god, I can't remember the whole cast of characters from Rick's house. Mm. There was one guy I didn't really care for, but he was your friend, so I put up with him. But I can't remember his name, just a face. He was blonde and kind of skinny. I don't remember. Anyway,
I can't think of who it is.
I can't either. Fuck him. Out on the opportunity to be drinking a Guinness while we're having this. I could have been sitting here having a Guinness tonight and had a good excuse to have one. I got some in the fridge, but
Man,
alas.
I don't have none.
What's your favorite beer if you had to pick? Do you even like beer?
I usually just drink with whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not real picky, but I do like trying different new kinds.
If I'm at home and I'm chilling and relaxing and just watching TV and just having one, you know what I mean, to take the edge off after a day, and while I'm watching whatever on TV, I like that to be Guinness. If I'm out on the town with the boys, I like it to be Bud Light.
Okay.
Doesn't weigh as heavy on the stomach,
Yeah.
It doesn't make me as sleepy. So there's
I'm gonna
that.
try some Guinness.
I love it. It's my favorite beer. It's just a little expensive, and people bitch about it because it tastes like coffee, and I'm like, dude, I like the taste of coffee. So, and it's the only beer you can drink before it gets cold, and it still tastes about the same. So, actually, if you go to Ireland and order a Guinness the way you're supposed to have it, it's room temperature.
I don't know, but I don't know if I'd like that.
That's how they drink their beer in Europe, room temperature. Yeah. That's going to take some adjusting if we ever go down to the hayrick. Just remember, when the day comes and we finally go to the hayrick, their beer will be warm. I don't know. Have we ever told that story on here before? About the hayrick?
I don't remember.
So we started this Twitter thing where we were putting hashtag hayrick on shit, because we just wanted the hashtag to go viral. We thought it'd be funny because everybody was always saying, "Hey Rick," and then we would echo it. Hey Rick, hey Rick, hey Rick. and so we was trying to make hashtag Hey Rick go viral. And in our quest to do so, we got liked by a Twitter page, which sucks because I'm not on Twitter anymore. From a tavern called the Hayrick, but it's spelled Hayrick in Ireland. And then even back then I was like, dude, we gotta go. Like, I want to go to the Hayrick. I don't even know if it's still open. We'll have to look that up. I think I looked it up at one point because I was like, I wonder if I can convince Rick to get a passport and let's go to the Hayrick. And
in Ireland, I would, man.
And the only thing I could find about it online is another review about another Irish pub, and somebody said it's not as good as the Hayrick.
Wow.
So, got a positive feedback about it on somebody else's.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, we need to find out if that place is still open.
I'm gonna the Hayrick pub in Ireland. Let's see if anything comes up. Yeah, it's on TripAdvisor. It's about a pub called the Woodsman. So I'm thinking probably this used to be the Hayrick. No, I think it's called the Whitestone now because it says reinvented Hayrick pub.
Oh. So it's not so Hayrick's out there no more.
I don't know. I'll have to do some more digging. But this review comes from 2014. To anyone who has lived in Newington for more than 10 years, the White Stone will always be referred to as the Hayrick. So, yeah, it's called the White Stone now. But it's nothing like the old Hayrick pub. But gone are the 1980s decor, sticky tables and floors, and dodgy off caterers. The White Stone is a nice little place with a weekend waiting list. It's a bit expensive for a local pub, but boasts a good, solid pub menu. Well presented and well served. The meat comes from Frank Parker Butchers, a local butcher in our hometown, and it's cooked well. A favorite of for weekends with friends. So there you go. I guess it's called the White Stone now. And,
Okay.
yeah, there you go. They've got a 4 out of 5 total on TripAdvisor. So
That'd be worth checking out one day then.
yeah, we go all the way there to go to the small town little little pub. I wouldn't be. The food does look good. I'm scrolling through it on TripAdvisor now. I don't know if I'd eat any of this shit, but it looks fancy. Looks like fancy food. I don't want fancy food. I want Irish food. I want there to be like sausage and beans served to me while I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
We went on a whole side quest there. We have a photo booth day where we just dropped 20. Yeah, we just dropped $20 in the photo booth and then sit there and pose for random pictures.
Let's do it.
All right, and there you go. We see the beautiful Boston skyline at the tail end there.
I like it. I'm excited to check Boston out.
Dude, I am too, man. And that's part of why we're going ahead recording these, because I am going to be so focused over the next few days on making sure I got like enough droves for the trip, because I'm not just going to be in Boston. I'm going to be in Mississippi for a couple of days after that and shit. So, you know.
I gotta get all my schoolwork done for the next 2 weeks so I can focus on Boston.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you were in school. Rick's got to go to school. I see your wife making you that little sack lunch with a PB&J, and she cuts the crust off of it, and you got your little juice box in there, and then there's all the other kids' lunches on the table, and then there's Rick's too, and then everybody just grabs one on the way out.
No, it's an online school.
Well, I know that, but it's just funnier this way. So then the kids go on to school. Rick's standing in the driveway. Then that little bitty yellow bus pulls up and beep beep. And you got to take the bus to college. Oh, congratulations, dude! I don't have the patience for that. So the fact that you can focus in and do that is a testament, my friend. A testament indeed.
Yeah, I've only 2 years now, so
you're gonna be a doctor.
No,
you're gonna have to call him Dr. Rick pretty soon.
Doctor.
Anyway,
no, in Boston when we go, I want to introduce myself. No, we need to like start just introduce Mason or something as like come up with some kind of. What's something we can come up with him? Like, I'll introduce myself as Dr. Rick when I'm meeting people, and then I'll just really try to BS these people. And then, but we need to come up with something just off the wall for Mason.
So I'll just say that's Rick's wife. That's his wife.
Yeah. Okay.
And then guys will be like, "She's got a beard." About that, she's real sensitive about it. You know that's a man, right? Oh, don't talk about this. She's real sensitive, man. No, I wouldn't do him like that. He's gonna see this, you know that. Right?
Yeah, but we'll already be in Boston at that point, won't we?
No, we'll be back from Boston by the time this airs.
Okay.
Yeah. By the time this airs, we'll be back from Boston. But man, are you stoked for Dropkick even more now?
Yeah, I actually am. I'll probably go listen to it for a little bit here.
Yeah, I love this band, and I'll tell you. Do you know why they're called the Dropkick Murphys?
Why's that?
So Dropkick Murphy was a wrestler in Boston, and he was a professional wrestler back in the carnival days when it would do a traveling carny. And so one of the things he did in his spare time, or maybe after he retired, I don't really know the whole story, was he had a house, and it was a really nice house that was like gated and fenced in. And so people would call him when their husbands or something had become an alcoholic and would drink too much. And then they used to say, well, we got to send him over to Dropkicks. And that was like a local slang over there. So when somebody had an alcohol problem, Dropkick would come pick them up, bring them over, and basically they weren't allowed to leave the house or get out of his sight. And he would put them through a rehabilitation program. Before there were rehabilitation programs, he had his own way of getting somebody clean. And then when they were clean and ready to go back home, he'd send them home. And that's where the name came from. When these guys were growing up, there's still that saying, like, man, that boy's got on the sauce again, you know. Might have to send drop kicks.
That's a pretty cool story. Yeah, I didn't even know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then after they came out, the family of Dropkick Murphy saw this and liked what they were doing, so they gave him their blessing to use his name and keep his legacy alive that way. So, pretty cool story.
Yeah, anyway, I like it.
What did you think about Dropkick Murphy's going out in style? Let us know in the comment section below. And for everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, of course, for everybody else, head over to gunsandradio.com, get your free invite into our Discord, and continue the conversation on spring break. Guns and Radio returns next Tuesday to our regular schedule. Tuesday nights, we'll be back on some Guns N' Roses. I don't know at this point what we're going to be listed to, but, you know, to find out, I guess, dig through the archives or something. Just show up. How about that? Just show up. Click subscribe, ring the bell icon so you can get notified when we do go live, and then you'll know. All right? Come on, it's Boston here. We got to start talking like we're from Boston, you know? Get your shit together, kid. Come on, what the fuck? Anyway, Rick, I want to tell you one more time, thank you very kindly for stepping in this couple of weeks and filling in for Chris while he wasn't able to make it. It was very much appreciated. Been very grateful and generous with your time. Oh, hang on. Let me. High five. Yeah. Wait, hang on. Let me get one. There we go. High five. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you next time, folks. Happy spring break. Have a good weekend. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.